Hello, everyone. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, Faye. How are you?
All okay. How are you?
Yep, good, good.
I see a few people joining us. Brill. Right, we've got a few things at the ready. Something a bit different tonight.
We have
a little bit of mixed media.
Yeah.
We're
ready?
waiting for a few more people to join. See a few people are just joining us. Let's get the comments on. Hi, Steph.
Hello, Steph.
How are you? I hope you're all good. Hi, Helen. It's great. We've got a few people joining us. Anybody crafting this evening? Hi, Rianne. Anybody crafting, or are we at that point where we just want to relax?
I think I'm at the relaxed point, but we are crafting tonight. We are gonna do some super crafting.
It's the motivation. Once you actually get going, it is a really chilled hour. But it's been a busy week for us all.
Yes. Yes.
So do you want to share, Debbie, what you've been working on, and then we'll talk about the stamps? Hi, Julie.
Well, I've been somebody's stitching. Project Life. I've been making a background, and I've got a really easy way to show you to make your own template. If you just cut up a plastic file folder and stick it with the right angle, so that it repeats 6 times or as many times as you want to. I've used that to make my own stencil to ink the background, and then I'm going to use it to stamp on the background without going on to the next colour.
I love it. And what I love about Debbie's thrifty crafting is there's always a hack that's cheap or free. And that is a great way. Oh, hi, Kelly. Oh, we've got lots of people joining us tonight. Brilliant. And Julie's stitching. Helen's just chilling. Yeah, Steph, just getting through the days. We're just making it through to the summer holidays.
I bet you're not counting the days at all, are you, Steph?
Not many to go. So I've got some oxides, and we are going to have a go. Last week, we just happened to show some of these homemade stamps we'd made.
I have actually made a video, but I need to put it on YouTube.
On our YouTube channel. Brilliant.
Yeah. So it's ready to go.
We thought we'd have a go. Hi, Shannon. So these are, we showed these last week. These were Pound Shop foam dominoes. You can use funky foam. And on the, I want to say the Sizzix machine, like these are dies, aren't they, Deb, that you just...
Yeah, they're actually Tim Holtz ones. But you can, I mean, this is quite thick, but it will go through the Sizzix machine. And you can also use flip-flops if you haven't got anything.
I love the idea of flip-flops. I've got a few more. So, again, any dies that you've got...
I think the flip-flops might not go through the die-cutting machine, but you can use the technique that I'm showing you online using a heat gun and pressing images into it on the flip-flops.
Brilliant. I did have some flip-flops, actually, but I don't know where they are. So I just used the dies that I had. Deb, you've got all sorts. Chevrons. I think we had a day where we made some of these together, and they are years old. Can you remember what we used to stick them down? Was it just normal glue? Because they've stuck really well. Glossy accents, probably.
Mine was ATG. Mine is stuck with ATG, and they're still stuck.
So you've got obviously some of the negative and some of the positive. Yes. So we kept the pieces from the die to make 2 different imprints. And I had my art journal here just to be able to show you. I don't know if I've got it here, but how we've used... Where did I put my art journal? I've left it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Because I think I posted a picture on the Facebook group. So we love our art journals. We haven't done many art journaling. We've gone scrapbooking, haven't we? But this is mine. There's all sorts in here. But you can see this is all bits of jelly plate leftovers. There's all sorts in here. Lots not finished. Where is... Oh, here it is. That's the
Yeah,
That's the
using the
kind of
stamps.
that's the effect we're going to try and go with. So
I haven't tried it with Distress Oxides though yet, so it's all a learning curve today.
it is. We're going to have a go. So that is the technique, but we wanted to use it on a scrapbook layout. So so Jill, we didn't actually use these, but last week we just got talking about these homemade stamps, and then we thought, right, well, this week let's have a live to kind of show how you can use them. This one, I think we used a heat tool to actually burn into. Is it like a little soldering iron, Deb, or something like that?
Yes, it's a wood burning tool, but I haven't put that on the demo. There are lots of people who show you how to do one, but I didn't fancy doing that live.
There's another, So
you have to have lots of things covered, and
really good. So hi Jules. Got a few more people joining us. That's brilliant. So we are going to get a bit messy. I've got Distress Oxides, but I have also got a few different types of paint, because what I find is these, because they are a little bit porous, they do pick up paint and stamp quite nicely, probably more than the oxides, but let's just have a go.
I've got some white, so I thought I'll try with the oxides and see how we go. And it's all a learning curve, isn't it?
It is all a learning curve. So I've got Peacock Feathers, Mermaid Lagoon and Warm Lipstick. I've got a pile of scrap paper, and because I like to use a little brayer for the background, and I'm going to have a go with just trying to ink the background before I stamp. It's a bit of an experiment, so let's see how it goes. This one doesn't spin very well. I've got a non-spinny.
I'm not sure these are going to be that.
Not going to give you the effect that you want.
No, it might be because they've got paint on them. They're a bit old. Oh, it's better with a newer one, the softer one.
So what I like about using the brayer is you do kind of horizontal and vertical lines to build up a background. So that is in Warm Lipstick. Give the brayer a bit of a clean off, because I generally just don't really wash the brayer, just take the excess off. Let's try a little bit of Peacock Feathers.
Right, top tip, it has to be a new domino without any paint on it. Because it won't pick up. It has to be like a newly cut one. This one that has layers of paint on,
it won't pick up ink. Yeah. Okay, fascinating. Yeah, Steph, it took me ages to practice with a brayer, and I still haven't mastered it. The one I really love that gives a much softer effect is I've got a couple of these speedballs.
Oh, they're the best ones, aren't
they? And actually, they are, the trick is ink up and take some of the excess off so that you can build up, because you want to get a kind of soft background. But I have tried so many different things with brayers, and in the end I found I actually liked using ink brushes as well, because I wasn't getting.
I think that the one thing that makes the brayer better is that special mat, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called. The one
messy mat. I know what you mean.
You can't put baby wipes on it. It's only water.
It's a porous.
A splodge away mat. Splodge away.
Yeah, that's it.
Splodge away mat. That's the one that really makes your ink even, and is brilliant for brayering.
Right, so that's one type of background. I'm going to layer it up, but I'm going to go for two. I'm going to try two, and this time I'm not going to add pink. I'm just going to go blues, Peacock Feather and Mermaid Lagoon, because I want to try and get a bit more of a patchwork effect. It's all an experiment.
It's all very experimental.
And it often looks like nothing until you start building up the different layers. So a bit like when Kate Crane does her background techniques. It's about adding the scribbles, the stamps.
Yeah, and it all builds up, doesn't it?
And it all builds. But this technique, you keep horizontal and vertical. Right, so that's that. Oh, hi Adam. We are experimenting with inks. Oh, thank you, Jill. It's a bit messy. I was following the cruise travels, lots going on. Adam, what an adventure. I'm still, we're still saving up. Ready for...
And you're still convincing me, aren't you?
Yeah, that a boat's a good idea. I definitely am. Or a giant ship, should we say. Right, I actually prefer that without the pinks. The pink is quite a nice effect, but a little bit muddy in places. I quite like the blues. So, Debbie, mine has actually got quite a bit of paint on. So let's see if it picks up the oxides or not, and see if I can... Oh, yes. Oh, Helen, once you get hooked on mixed media, so we started with messing about in an art journal just to try. So an art journal is just good just to try techniques. And this is a stencil painted cover. So I'd experimented with the cover, and it is literally just, look, experimented with backgrounds. And any of these can translate onto a scrapbook background. Debbie was teaching me how to draw faces one day. We had faces.
Oh, that was fun, wasn't it?
So any of these techniques can just transfer to a scrapbook layout. Yeah, I think she would love it as well, Julie. It looked like an amazing adventure. And scrapping and not having to clear up, and it's just there.
Well, yeah.
Scrapping into the night. How amazing is that? This Peacock Feathers actually stamps really nicely, Deb, and this one has got quite a bit of ink on it, but the darker colours, the pigment seems to pick up.
Yeah, I've just tried it with orange. The blue, it's picking up really well, but I've just done it really, really lightly.
Yeah,
but that's picking up really well.
Oh yes, I see this one with all the paint on.
Yeah, it's not going as well.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that is the good colour combo, Helen. So I think in the same colour palette, I think if I was going to add pink, I'd add a bit of pink in paint, because I think mixing the inks was a bit... Right, and that's not really stamping the way I want it to, so I'm going to try with paint.
Yeah, I think I might go in with a bit of white after.
Yes, I was thinking white. So I've got a big tub of white acrylic here. So let's try a bit of white. Just a giant tub of white acrylic. I'm going to put it on my scrap paper and then lift it from there, because with these stamps you don't actually want too much. I should really have my messy mat and actually do it from there, but never mind. We're improvising. Oh, this is nice because it's actually picked up white paint and some of the blue ink. See how that comes out. Oh yeah, Julie, that'd be great if she made her own stamps and then had to go at this. She'll have to send us some photos if she has a go. That's quite subtle. It's definitely one to have a go at. I've left kind of white round the edge because I don't want colour all over. Let's build in that a bit. Move that over. Bit here. Good. Maybe I'm going to paint it on this one because I'm just getting in a bit of a mess. You're concentrating there, Deb, I can tell.
I am concentrating.
It's gone quiet.
It's gone quiet. I'm wondering whether this flower is going to work.
Nice. Then I'm thinking these chevrons. Now I have got this metallic which is quite nice. Let's see what metallic comes out like. I'm missing all the messages because we're concentrating so much. Yes, we've got a few mixed media things on the YouTube channel.
The foam you just put the foam domino on a metal die and just run it through the Big Shot. Obviously, if it starts protesting, but I've never had any trouble.
Yeah, it generally sort of squashes it down, doesn't it? Because because it's so squishy, the blade just cuts it quite nicely. We've never had any problem with it with these. No.
But obviously, if it started making a funny noise or you were forcing it through, I would stop straight away.
I'm lifting that bit off because that was a bit messy. Right, so I think that's probably enough. The one thing I then like to do usually is stamp a bit in black ink. I'm just going to more stamps, so bear with. Oh, I can't choose. Too many to choose from here. What am I looking for? Backgrounds and textures. Oh, now I wonder. So this is one from our Twilight shop that I know some of you have got. That would be quite nice. In a little bit of black. I find black kind of grounds it a little bit.
Yes. Black always kind of finishes it off, doesn't it?
I've used that only once in black ink. I'm going to put all this paint out the way, otherwise I'm going to get covered. Yeah, so the foam dominoes are the base, but also we used a domino for the stamp, but you could equally just use a bit of funky foam to die cut. You can. With this one, I've used funky foam, but it won't be as thick. So you could get the ends kind of showing up. You've got to be quite careful with that. But if you've got a metal die and you really wanted to cut it, you could cut it a couple of times, I suppose, in funky foam. Yeah, and layer it up to each other. Yeah, layer it up to give a bit of depth. Because this one was a Cuttlebug die, and I didn't want to risk it because it hasn't got the thick metal bits. So this is funky foam, and it cut fine. Right, I'm going to use a bit of this archival, I think, because it's waterproof. Let's get a block and see. Okay. I'm debating a little bit of stenciling just to
oh yes,
zhuzh it up a bit. stenciling here. I did actually get a stencil out, so I was going to go in with some hexagon. Maybe once the paint's dry, I can start working on my cut file while I let the paint
either this one
go off.
or
oh yes,
or my faithful favourite. I think this one lends itself slightly more because there's little bits. I think I'm going to do this one.
Oh yes, I like it, and I want this to not perfectly stamp because I want it to look a bit distressed. That's nice. Might do a little bit up here and a little bit down here. Maybe this one. Right, I'm going to stop there. Maybe the last bit is some stenciling in the middle once the paint's dry. Right, so that is my background, and then I'm actually going to do a cut file that is all about dog walks. So I've got my photos ready, and I'm using Vicki Boutin Sweet Brush. So let's put that layout out there to dry and get the papers ready. Here's a few more. This is my small art journal, but you can see some of the techniques of building up. That's the foam stamp with some Dina Wakley stencil. So I've kind of just used this little book to build up some ideas, and then I transfer them often into scrapbook layout pages. This is just
I often go back to that because they've got backgrounds that I've really enjoyed making.
Yeah, that's all texture paste, and the little Tim Holtz dies. Little wartime one. That one's yet to be done, but that's so it's just paints and inks, stamps and stencils. That is, yeah. Yes, that is true. That is our favourite stencil, Steph, and they're back in stock on the website. So that's called For the Love of Layers.
So versatile, and they're such good quality. They're really thick, not so thick that you can't go through, but they're really good quality. They're really sturdy.
They are. Right, I just need to find my pencil. Here we go. So I've backed the little dog because I thought I'd get a head start, and I'm doing a combination of the blues to match up with my layout.
Oh, I haven't even backed mine yet. I've only just decided which one I'm doing this one.
I was partway through. I haven't even used the edge of the paper, which is really wasteful, but that's where I'm not concentrating. Oh, thank you, Julie. Yeah, I have got 3 photographs to scrap of my little boy over the last 3 years, and it's a sort of annual picture of him with our dog. I haven't drawn around this very accurately at all. There's definitely an easier way to do this. Let's get the blue out of the way. It's because I'm watching as we scrap my dog running around the garden at 100 miles an hour.
Is that Poppy?
Poppy, yes. Poppy is the 10-month-old Springer Spaniel, whereas our 12-year-old Springer Spaniel thinks that she's crazy and has no time for her.
Oh, she's so lovely though, isn't she, Kenny? She's such a lovely dog.
She is. She's so chilled. Oh yeah, you saw those, Steph. It's definitely one to scrapbook. So I've printed those in 3 little photos for this layout, and I thought this cut file lends itself to scrapbooking those 3. So that is the plan while my background is drying, and then we can put it all together. Oh yes, Julie, thank you. Do you know, I forgot last night I was going to drop you a message to say I need to order the album, please, and then I think I might have dropped off on the sofa.
Bet you had a sofa snooze, didn't you?
Yeah, I just rested my eyelids for 2 minutes.
Yeah. I think sofa snoozing is the way forward.
Yeah, sometimes if Debbie and I are messaging each other, it goes quiet for a bit, and that's because one of us have had a quick sofa snooze. Does anybody else do that? Or is it just us?
Just us.
Just us.
Love a sofa
We're there
snooze.
1 minute and gone the next. Long blinks, that's it. Long blinks, that's true, Steph.
My dad used to say he was just looking at the inside of his eyelids or just resting his eyes.
Yeah. Just resting my eyes.
Now he just admits it and he just goes every afternoon for a granddad nap.
Yeah. We're not at the stage for nana naps yet.
No.
We're not allowed.
I haven't got time.
We haven't got time for that. I look forward to the days I can have a little nana nap. It's a little way off. It's a little way off yet.
Well, the thing is, if you do it now, it has to be called a power nap. You can have a power nap.
Yeah.
But not a nana nap yet.
It's hard to have a power nap with a 3.5-year-old.
Yeah. You surprised me.
He says, "Oh, Mummy, are you tired?" "Yeah, just a bit." Just trying to have a rest. But he's just at that brilliant age of role play, and
oh, they're hilarious,
he
aren't
put
they?
his plastic donut in the microwave and was heating it up and feeding it to his plastic Iron Man, which was just hilarious. So precious at this age, so precious.
Oh, they're lush, aren't they?
Yeah. I had to bite it and pretend it was really hot because it had just come out of this microwave. This is all before bedtime. Oh, yes, Steph, you'll have to show me your album colours because I am building up to a rainbow. I've got the box files for this special series, but I do also want some D-rings because I'm not in postbound albums anymore. I think a lot of people have moved to D-ring albums.
Have you gone to A4s, though, Steph?
Oh, yeah, have you got A4s or is that for your 12 by 12s? Got a rather tickly throat.
Tickly sound good.
I've been talking too much, if I'm honest.
No, some days you come home from work, don't you? And it's just like, oh, I just can't even
Talk too much. Yeah, talk too much. Yeah, time for a sofa snooze. That's what we say. Right, that's the light blues, and then I thought I would use this. I mean, I love this side. This is Vicki Boutin Sweet Brush Perfect Day, this one, which I love this side, but actually I'm going to use just a little bit of this dark blue because I thought it would complement the background, but equally I love the flowers, so I won't use all of it. I'll use this little bit.
Job to know which bits to use, isn't it? Because I was wondering what that like that time.
I know. I don't. This flower paper is so beautiful that
I was thinking about fussy cutting some flowers, and I was also thinking about fussy cutting the butterflies and having blue ones on the blue bits because there's some really lovely butterflies.
Yeah, I love those. Steph, you went rainbow A4. I saw you got those in batch, and you've got 9 of the 12 by 12. That is lush. Well, Julie has kindly said if her husband can get making to bring some to our August crop. That's why I'd like to get my pre-order in. Keep him busy, Julie. Bless him. He's very clever. They are wonderful. Right, W. I'm going to go on the reverse this time. I find it easier flipping it this way. And what I'm going to do is do the inside and then cut outside the line. I find that works better on some of these tricky shapes. So you building up your layers there, Deb?
I am. I thought I wouldn't need anything else after the stamping, but I've decided more is more.
More is more.
More is more.
Build it up.
Yeah. This is such a lovely stencil that you can't go wrong, can you? It's just...
It is. Once we managed to be Carabelle stockists, we were like jumping for joy because we couldn't find that stencil anywhere.
And so many people have been asking for it, haven't they? It's...
Yeah, and we just managed to get the stock.
Very exciting.
It is. There's a few other lovely ones I've got my eye on. But the one you had, I've got that one as well, which is the ombrelles, the sort of...
Yes. I just think for this one, that would be slightly too big a pattern. I think it needs the little patterns.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right, I'm nearly done. And by the time I've done this, my background should be nice and dry.
Well, I haven't added any white yet. I think I might need to add some white as well.
Oh, they are so good, the albums, aren't they, Jill? I've got 3 of the box file albums now because I did special ones for my little boy's first year and toddler years. So now I need to get the next one, and they hold so much. It's fab. And it is a bit special because I have it engraved, and Julie's husband is so clever.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Engraved in gold letters, and it's just so special. It's a bit of a keepsake.
And he already loves looking through them, doesn't he?
He does. He's, Mummy, can I see your pictures? And then after every Thursday live on Friday morning, when he comes down, like, I've made you another picture. Then I say, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Let me put it in a pocket. Yeah, eyes to look. Eyes to look. So, but he does. He gets the albums and he flicks through, and he's just fascinated by it. So that does make it worth it. It really does. Steph, you got the triangle one for future. What's the triangle one? Do you mean an album?
Or do you mean the stencil?
The stencil. Now I've got you. Yes, because there is the geometric triangles, which is funky.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, love it. Right, I think my little flap file is back. I've got lots of pieces everywhere, and I'm thinking this background will be dry. So let's move my pieces out of the way. Check the dog is not causing chaos.
I'm debating trying these as a...
They rub-ons?
Yeah, as a kind of between a separation bit. I've had them for years and years and years, and I thought it's silly because I never use them, and I should use them.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Right, I quite like the effect of that. I think the black, the darker the kind of colours tie in. And then let's get my photos so I can show you the kind of thing I'm thinking. And I might mount these. So I've got I quite like this little vine. I don't know if I'm going to use that yet, but I've got my 3 photos. Yeah, sorry, Steph. That took me a while to catch on. I couldn't work it out. Right, so here are my series of 3 photos. So, series of 3 over the course of 3 years, and this is as he's grown with our little dog Kenny. So I think, but I am going to mount them, I think, in the little bit of coordinating. Now, what do people think? Mount in a dark blue or actually probably in this to make it pop, or I could double mount. Oh, thanks, Helen. So hopefully inspire you to have a go with some mixed media. Building up a background, definitely. Right. Yeah, we're thinking doubling, yeah. Let's double so that it ties in with the title. Yeah, thanks, Shannon. We're going to go double. Great idea. Let's get my ATG gun. I'm a more is more kind of person anyway, so I'm with you. Oh, Deb, that's good. So you're putting a little bit of...
Yeah, they are a little bit old and not working that well, but that's not like I'm going for.
Now, you see, our old rub-ons, they're not like the new 49er markets that are like an absolute dream.
No, I've had these literally for years, and I saw them the other day and I thought I really need to use those. And I am.
Yeah. This is good stash busting. Right, so I've got them in a light blue, kind of aqua. And then maybe in the darker blue as a double mount. 1, 2. Yeah, shall I, Julie, I'll place, once I've mounted these like this, I'll place them on and let's just see what the double might look like. If it's going to be right or not against that busy background. Right, so that's the 3. Bring the layout back. Okay, so we're going to have the title there. And we've got 1, 2, 3. So they're not popping out, are they yet? But I am going to layer some embellishments and probably tuck some behind. Or I might put that one a bit lower down in a like that. The paint is still a bit wet, which is not ideal. Let's not stick the background down, but let's double mount and then I'll place. So I am using up lots of this lovely paper, but it's just an excuse to buy more. This flower paper is lovely. I like that little strip as well on there. Let's just not stick it down, but just cut a piece off. We've gone quiet. You can tell when the concentration hits.
Oh, I'm definitely concentrating.
Yeah, Julie, I think I had some like Debbie that is using in red. And I tried using them and they would just pass it. And I had to say, no.
These are kind of past it, but I'm saying it's all the look I'm going for.
Absolutely. But I don't know if the technology in rub-ons has definitely moved on because...
it must have done because you said the 49er market.
Oh my gosh. You haven't used any of yours yet, have you?
No, I'm saving them for something special.
Me and Debbie went halves on a pack of the leaves. And that's what's quite nice when we were at the crop. A few people were going halves on things. They were buying sort of pads of paper and saying, right, we'll share, go halves and we'll share.
That was a really good idea.
Yeah. And then you get a little bit of everything.
And then you can buy more pads and have more ranges of paper.
One buys one, one buys the other, and you just share out. And
yeah, really good idea.
That's what scrappy friends are for.
Absolutely.
Right, nearly done these blue. Yeah, it must be, Julie, depends on how they are made as to how well they transfer. Some are easier than others, that's for sure. Right, I've got these ready. Let's see what people think. So I think that blue is going to make it pop and tie in with the title. And then I can add my embellishments. They're not quite cut completely accurately. Yeah, definitely the spectrum pads, and you get some, yeah, two, 3 or 4 in a pack, so it's just perfect to share out. Exactly. I don't think this layout is lending to fussy cut flowers. It's not that kind of thing. But I have also got this piece, this cut apart piece, which I like. I was going to cut out maybe some of these cards. Right, let's use this cut apart. I'm working in a limited space, so I have to keep swapping things in and out. Oh yeah, paw prints would be a good idea. I'll have to dig into my stash because I'm sure I've got some doggy themed. We did have some Simple Stories ones in stock and they sold out and we can't get hold of them anymore. That would have been lovely. I quite like this little card on the agenda for today.
Considering how old these are, they're not doing bad.
Looks great, Deb.
I think I had these when we went to scrap camp.
Oh my gosh. How long ago was that now?
A long
I want to
time.
say something like 2012.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, Helen, you think yeah, I think the double layer does make it pop. Oh, that's a good idea, Shannon. So Shannon says, with really old rub-ons, use a tape runner of glue, then place the rub-on and it sort of transfers a little bit more easily.
It's transferring okay. It's just transferring onto my fingers a little bit first.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to cut some of these pieces out here. I love this giant camera. This one is the Vicki Boutin cut apart. What one was that? On the Agenda.
Yeah. I was debating using that one, but then that's the cut file that I'm using. I'm using...
you've got a camera cut file, yes.
Got this one that I'm going to use with a picture of...
Oh, nice.
I thought...
Nice.
I could change my mind, though.
Oh, Bramble Fox I've got. Maybe I need to add some little perspectives, yes. That is definitely... I've definitely got some doggy themed. Right, so I've got this possibly, maybe that. I've got this that I could use. I quite like the bottom piece of this that says details. I'm just going to play around, see what works and what doesn't. See how it comes together. Does anybody do that? Sometimes not really got much of an idea in mind, but you just play around with some pieces and see what happens.
All the time.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. So, ATG gun. I am going to go with this. I think everybody says, yeah, this is the double mount is the way forward. Stick that down. Let's go for it. in the blue. Makes it pop. Yeah, I'm sure I have got some sort of puppy bits, but I don't scrap just the dogs very often, or I use non-dog related because I find it doesn't always go with things. Right, how's that looking there? Details. No. This I love, but look, it's just a bit big.
Oh, it's a shame. It is a bit, isn't it?
Doesn't quite go. Could go on the agenda for today. Like that. This is going to be a faffy layout. Do you ever find that where you just play around with pieces and nothing works?
Yeah.
You're not happy with it. Yeah. You might have to come back to it. Life is beautiful. Yeah, I think I have got little cameras and things in. I'm going to have to go into my stash, I think, Julie, and see what I've got, because if it feels like it's not working, got to delve in. Oh, I might have just found the perfect thing. This is how old this is. Right, so in the blues, in my stash, I've got little doggy bones, got a little blue paw print.
Are they as old as my rub-ons?
I think they are. See, never throw anything away, because you never know when you're going to have the perfect layout. I'm going to put that one down there. Now, people's honest opinions with this piece, or actually better without. Oh, it's the opticians again. With or without? With or
Red
without?
or yellow? One or two?
Yeah, you could have the big paw print right in the middle. Right there. Let's do it. Get me pokey tool. I haven't used a brad in ages.
Do people still use them?
Well, they used to be the height of scrapbooking fashion.
Didn't they?
Yeah, that is exactly, Steph. It's like going to an optician where they go, is it better with or without? That's what we had last week. Helen, you think it's quite nice with the card on the agenda for today because it kind of brings the photos out a bit. Adds a bit of detail. I need to chop the top off because it's not done properly. Oh, so Julie, you still use brads? I've got several and I do love them. I need a pokey tool to make a hole in this. I think it's in my tote from the recent crop. That will be it. And I haven't unpacked yet, I'll be totally honest. Oh, now I've thought of something else. Nouveaux.
Ah.
I'll have to do that at the end, otherwise I'll get it everywhere. Pokey. Little pokey. Let's put a brad right in the middle. Yeah. Might need to come down a bit. Lovely. I think that's a good idea. Works perfectly. Oh, yeah, I need to use more of my brads, I must admit. Buttons as well. I've got loads of buttons. I probably don't use those as much as I should. Let's trim that edge off.
Oh, I don't know now which paper to back the cut file in. I think it looks quite nice with that. And perhaps a little bit of the yellow.
Oh, yes.
A bit of yellow there and the rest black.
So that's the reverse. That's the reverse of the sweet brush.
Yeah, I'd have to make sure I wasn't cutting up a journaling card I wanted to use. But what do you think? Yellow and the black?
What do people think? I quite like that colour combo. Yeah, Steph likes the black and white. Those wiggly lines, nice.
Just black and white?
I think so, actually. I think the yellow suns don't.
Yeah.
And if anything, on the little top piece and the buttons, there's me pointing to my screen, look, as if you can see me.
Yeah.
I would use just a little plain black piece of card to make those little buttons pop. Just those tiny little
silver somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, because with the bright colours, it's going to look nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going for sticking down as well, look. I'm on it. No delay. Get it stuck down. Commit to it. On the agenda for today. 1, 2. Can't see if this is very straight, but I'm doing it by eye. Yeah, black and white, definitely. I think people are feeling is the way to go.
I've drawn it now, so it's definitely going on black and white.
Definitely. Dog walks. Getting these in the right position. Right, they're down. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that card does work well, actually. It does make it stand out. Get the cut file stuck. Very sticky. Okay, there we go. Over here. Roughly straight. That's all right. Okay. Right, we're going to have a little bone. We're using up these brads. Now I have got these two, which I think I'm going to... There's a little gap here. Go it over there. It's been a while since I've done that. I want this one down here. We've all gone quiet again. Debbie's fast booking.
And I'm trying to see what you're doing, but it's really hard.
I know.
Where's she putting those?
I've got my head down.
Oh, okay.
And I did make a hole in the wrong place, but it doesn't really matter. You can't.
I can't find black cards, so I've used a little bit of the photo because it's very dark. Got a bit of photo back in there.
I'm going to put this one here as I got them. Oh, Jill, have you got loads of lace? I haven't got too much lace, but buttons, yes. I've got a little bit of ribbon, but not too much. But buttons, I've used my ribbon over time and not bought too many more, which has been good.
Does everyone colour coordinate their buttons?
I've got one storage tub that's colour coordinated until my little boy gets hold of it. But then I've got 2 tubs that are just mixed. I don't know what other people does. Oh yeah, a little Nouveau drop in there. I thought I might put a little bit of stickles in this tiny little dog collar. And I didn't know if I go family. Dog walks and then the word family time. Because it's a bit sparkly. It doesn't come up on the camera too much, but it's actually sparkly white. Dog walks, family time. Definitely don't need that, but I'm going to keep that because I do love it. What else have I got? I've got little puffies here. Oh, best friends. That's cute. That could go down in the corner there. Best friends. Just get a little bit of ink there, but okay. Right, we're nearly there. Oh, that's a lot. I don't think the green, this was a Vicki Boutin, but I don't think the green really goes. Can't believe I found that little bit of blue dog paws. That was a stroke of luck. And then I have got back to these trusty, seems every layout I do, I see if I can find a little star to add, maybe. Little puffy star here and there. Under the tail. No. Here. Yes. And a little one here. Needed to cluster in that little space.
Yeah, I need a little bit of a clusterage at some point somewhere, and I need to add a bit more here. I need some black, but I need to find some stamps. I think I could do a couple of circles if I just get my stamp.
Oh, Julie, you've got stacking pots. Like, yeah, I've got this little. But you see, some of these are missing. Because they are somewhere. I don't know. Oh yes, here. This is my little boy. Gets this little tub and then just decides to fill them up with buttons, and it drives me mad because it's not colour coordinated. And then I've got random pots mixed. Right, I think that might not need too much more. I didn't get to use this lovely paper, but I didn't really feel like the butterflies lent itself to this. So although I've used like just the more the plain bits from it, but it just shows how versatile this paper can be, because I've still got all that lovely floral to use. Oh, I do like.
Oh, this is another thing that I use a lot. It's actually the top of flea treatment for cats, but it's a tiny little circle. And it's fun.
A little stamping.
Stamping, yeah.
I've done that with a pen lid before.
Yeah, anything small, but it's a nice size. I think this is going to take me a while to finish this off. So
it will be one you'll finish and photograph, but it is looking so good, Deb.
Yours is looking lush as well. I love that with the Nouveau drops as well. I'm thinking I've got Nouveau drops.
I haven't put any on. That's going to be my last thing to put couple of little Nouveaux, but then I just saw these little leaves from this paper. It might not work, but I was just fussy cutting some of these because I was going to put just a few here behind the dog. I just spotted these little blue. This paper's got quite nice little blue leaves.
Yes,
I
very
could
nice.
put some of these, which might be something to do in front of the TV.
That might make a nice little clusterage around my camera as well. Little leaves.
Yes. And he's still just making the use of that bit of Vicki Boutin paper, and it brings the blue.
I was going to put it there, but I didn't want to cover the name and the date because I was going to write his name and the date it was. Don't know. I'll have to think about that one.
Does anybody else add dates to theirs? Because I often forget, and I feel like actually dates to look back on. I remember I did a Jubilee layout, and I thought, oh.
I've got a date stamp which is really useful. You can get them in the pound shop, and they're really useful.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need to date stamp things. Right. I'm going to.
Right, I think that's me for now.
Yeah, I'm going to glue this little bit of leaf down, and I will add my Nouveaux afterwards and post a picture tomorrow, I think, when the light is good. I'll finish off my little leaves.
Very
lovely.
That's
us. We're a bit over time. We got carried away. Oh, well, thank you for joining us, everyone. We hope you enjoyed our little craft along. We'd love you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And we will see you same time next week.
See you next week.
Bye everyone. Bye.